Hey, Shalom Israel. So like it for the technical difficulties. Shit, if you could go ahead and like and share the page. Share the page. You understand? Share the class. You understand? What we getting into is very important. So if you could go ahead and like and share the class. We're gonna go ahead and pick back up where we left off. So like it. In 1 second. All right, let's pick back up where we left off.
Come on, sir. Why did you decide to carry out the attack?
This is the manifesto of the murderer. You understand, of Buffalo. You understand, the shooter that went inside the mall, the monster that went inside the mall and shut up those people. You understand? This is the questions he's asking to himself and the answers he's giving to himself. Go ahead and read.
To show to the replacers.
To show to who?
The replacers.
To show to the replacers, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
That as long as the white man lives.
As long as who?
As the white man lives.
Go ahead.
Our land will never be theirs.
Listen, as long as these monsters live, their land will never be ours. Here's what they don't understand. We have a land. They stole us. They stole us from a land, fleeing from them because they stole our land.
Right.
You understand? We fled our land in 70 AD going into West Africa, and then they stole us from West Africa. You understand? So we don't want this land. Here's the problem. Our people don't want this land. They just want a piece of the pie in this land.
Right.
You understand? These bastards, with you wanting a crumb off their table, they feel like you want their land because you're what makes their land great.
Right.
You're the reason why they can thrive. You understand? Go ahead and read.
Come. And they will never be safe from us.
And they will never what?
They will never be safe from us.
Listen, he's telling you that more is coming. He's telling you that they're not gonna stop killing you. He's telling you that you're gonna be a prey for the. You're gonna be running for your life forever. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. If I could, this devil, he damn near coming from the scriptures. He's laying it out to him simple and plain what the Bible been telling us since day one.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? And still our people still won't wake up to that.
Damn right.
Even when the devil tell you what the deal is and how much of a devil he has been and he's gonna continue to be, our people still will be willing to forgive this devil.
Right.
And that shows how sick we are as a people. How much knowledge that we lack.
Right.
That even the devil that's killing you can tell you that I'm gonna keep killing you. And you can sit and still want to hold hands with this devil.
Right. That's what we've been trained to do.
Right. You
understand? And here's the thing. Loving the Christian church, loving the Christian church and leaving the Christian church only to go into Pan-Africanism, or leaving the Christian church only to keep loving your oppressor. It's like running from a lion only to run into a bear.
Right.
You understand? Like, loving your oppressor is like loving a goddamn hyena. They're going to laugh at you and kill you. You understand? Like, you hear the hyenas when they out there, like, they know what they're about to do. They know what their mission is. This monster's telling you that you will never be safe from them. you will always be the prey. You will always be the food for either the top or the bottom of the food chain to grab. But you're the food. And they won't stop until you're dead. Until another nigga, another spick or another savage is dead. And even after that, they still won't stop until you're wiped off the planet.
Right.
But we're wrong for saying what Obadiah said. When a house of Joseph will be a fire, and the house of Jacob a flame, and they'll kindle in them and devour them. We're wrong for saying that the Lord is going to act his vengeance by the hand of his people.
Right.
Maybe we're not so wrong. Maybe your Christian pastor is wrong for telling you to love them in spite. If I could, what nation ever became free from loving their oppressor? What nation ever thrived from loving their oppressor?
None, sir.
It's baffling. You see your brothers and sisters get murdered. You see them get gunned down. Yet and still, you want to join hand in hand with them. Wow, you're asking them, this your people. What you gonna do about it? You gonna speak up against your people? No, they're not gonna speak up against their people. Would you choose me or them? They're gonna choose them. Let me help you. I'm gonna give you the answer. He's giving you the answer. He said you're gonna always be a prey. They ain't gonna never stop hunting you down. The scripture said they hunt our steps, meaning you run and he chase. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, it's heavy what you're bringing out, because it's like you can take a nigga that feel like he the roughest and toughest of them all.
Right.
They can't be touched, can't be seen, a kingpin or whatever you want to call it. And you can ask him, you know what I'm saying, how do you feel about white people?
Right.
Or how do you feel about all of the oppression and all of the slavery that we've endured in this country? And what's the first thing gonna come out of his mouth? They ain't done nothing to me.
They ain't done nothing to me.
I ain't got no problem with them.
Right.
But you can, but in the same sense, he'll be in a complete war
right.
with a brother that's from his same stock because of something very minimal. Something that don't even match the cruelty that happened, like slavery. It'd be over something very small, like, you know, he did something with his woman, or, you know, he stole something minuscule compared to the slavery that the so-called white man has had us in all of these years.
If I could, here's the problem. As a people, we see them as God.
Right.
And we don't see each other as the children of God. We don't see the Most High as a nigga. Like, we the children of God.
Right.
They can't be the children of God. Because the children of God has the vibes of their father. They got the way their father move is the way they move. The way the children want to please their father.
Right.
Children look like their father. We too busy loving these monsters who the Lord has a perpetual hatred.
Oh, I got that too.
If you could.
I got that out of one.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Because they've what?
They have shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Listen, he told in the manifesto, he told the police officers that his target was niggas. He said, I was targeting the black community. George Zimmerman targeted the black community because they had a perpetual hatred, and they shed the blood of Elton Sterling. They shed the blood of Tamir Rice, of Marquise McLaughlin. They shed the blood of all the brothers and sisters out there in Buffalo, New York. that was in the mall. You understand? They shed the blood. Dylan Roof shed the blood of those brothers and sisters in that Christian church, man. Because they shed the blood. Go ahead and read.
Khan. By the force of the sword.
By what?
By the force of the sword.
By weapons of war. They shed the blood by weapons of war. And what's the number one that they're using when they do it? The mass shooting. The AR-15. They're using a big drum to take you out. They're not using no small little pistol. They're not walking in with they're not John Wick in these. You feel what I'm saying? John Wick gonna walk in strapped up with a bunch of pistols, a couple machine guns, probably a couple shotties. They walking in with AR strapped to them. They letting you know what time it is from the jump. As soon as they get out the car, they go to blast. But yet and still, it's not enough for us to stop loving them.
Right.
Even though they're making our blood mingle with the blood of our forefathers, it's not enough. Even though we gotta, and here's the thing, they got, you know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get Al Sharpton to go up there and give a good speech and get that one black bald-headed lawyer, the same one that's always a lawyer for all the families whenever they lose somebody to the crimes of these monsters. Instead of coming to the Israelite school of UPK, you're going to go to them. They're going to suck you dry of your money. And then after that, after they suck you dry of your money, they're going to move on to the next one and forget about you because they don't care. And here, we're going to teach you that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
We're going to teach you to separate from these monsters because all they are good for is rape, robbery, and murder. And we're going to teach you that the new thing that they're going to be good for in the kingdom of heaven is picking cotton.
That's right.
That's going to be the new norm for them. And they're afraid of that. That's why they're killing you, because they don't want to pick your cotton. They don't want to die in your wars. You die in theirs. They don't want to die in yours. When we get in the kingdom of heaven, if I have to go to war against somebody, I'm taking them and putting them on the front.
That's right.
They're going to be the first ones to go. They did it to us. I'm going to get an elderly couple and I'm going to take their child and put him on my front line. And I'm going to make them feel like it's a glorious thing to go to war for me. That I pick.
Right.
You understand? Like this is what they do to us. They treat us with such cruelty. But yet and still, we have to love them. You got any more on that?
Khan, sir.
Go ahead.
In the time of their calamity.
In the time of what?
In the time of their calamity.
Go ahead.
In the time that their iniquity had an end.
Go ahead. Khan, go. You can drop that and go back to the manifesto if you could.
Khan.
This manifesto is so heavy, man. Like everything that this devil is saying is so heavy. Like if we could understand the way that they he's telling us, he's giving us a cheat code to how they think.
Right.
You understand? And we don't get this too often. We don't get a cheat code into the mind of a devil. He's giving us the cheat code. If you can go drop down to the second question.
Khan, sir. To directly reduce immigration rates.
So drop down to the second one. Where it says, what do you want?
Okay, sir. What do you want? We must ensure the existence for our people.
For who?
For our people.
He's saying he must ensure the existence for their people. Notice he's using possessive pronouns. When we tell you that Christ only came back for his people, you don't want to take those possessive pronouns. But one thing they do is they know when the pronoun is possessive and when it's not. That's why he said we want, and when he's saying he must ensure the future for our people, he's talking about little white babies.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead and read.
Gun. And a future for white children.
And a future for who?
White children.
Listen, this is white supremacy at its finest.
Right.
He's showing you, he's letting you in on the mind of a average white person. You understand? Go ahead and read.
Who do you represent?
Now he's asking himself, who do you represent? Go ahead and read.
Millions.
Who?
Millions.
Go ahead.
Of European.
Of who?
European.
Go ahead.
And other ethno-nationalist peoples that wish to live in peace amongst their own people.
Notice he didn't say that he was representing us. Whole time you representing them. He didn't say I'm representing black people that want to, like, when he's saying other nationalists, he's not talking about the UPK because his target is the black community.
Right.
He said it. He said he's targeting the black community. So who do he represent? He represents China. He represents white people. Those that want to be free in their own land, ruling over top of you. That's who he want to represent. He representing Iraq. The ones that Allahu Akbar strap a bomb to their chest and feel like if they blow themselves up and kill thousands of people, then Allah is going to bless them and bless their family. That's who he's representing. Go ahead and read.
Okay. Living in their own land.
Living where?
In their own land.
Here's the problem. America don't belong to you. So-called white man, woman, and child. America is not yours. It belongs to the native Indians. If you want to go back to where is their land? You can. I would say the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, but you stole that from somebody. You understand? You have no land. So point to me on the map what land belongs to you. And be accurate on the land that's yours. America is not yours. Here's the thing. What would have been wise for the Native Indians to do when Christopher Columbus came here was to ask him for his green card. The Native Indians should have looked at Christopher Columbus and said, "Hey, where's your green card? I need to see some papers. What other one of my brothers and one of our brother tribes allowed you on this land? I need to see the papers." But the problem is, now that you're in authority, you want this to be your land when it never belonged to you in the first place. Go ahead and read.
Practicing their own tradition.
Go ahead.
And deciding the future of their own kind.
If we could go to Obadiah. Give me that.
Obadiah 1.
Con. Before you get that, go to the manifesto where it says, "Do you carry out the attack for fame?"
Got it.
If you could read that, Baba Kushar.
Did you carry out the attack for fame?
Now he's asking himself, did he go shoot up the black people, the niggas, so that his name can be famous? Did he do it so that people could always know who he was? Go ahead and read.
Colonel Khan, I carried this attack out so I can influence others.
So he can what?
Influence others
Go ahead.
into defending themselves from the replacers.
So he can influence other white people, other devils, other cruel, evil bastards, other oppressors to defend themselves. This is the problem. He feels like he's under attack. How many black people in America or Hispanics or Native Indians are shooting up their communities?
Right.
Think about this. This is why I say children are your oppressor. This is why the Bible says children are your oppressors. He feels under attack. And it's not just him. He's doing it to influence them to stand up against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If you could, drop that and give me Obadiah.
Come on. This is the book of Obadiah, verse 1.
Go ahead.
The vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord God concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Edom.
Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord.
They've heard a rumor from the Lord. Go ahead.
And an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
Go ahead.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
The scriptures say, arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Who is that talking about? That's talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's talking about the host of the Lord. You understand? And for the heathens, the scriptures say, let the weak say I'm strong. You understand? And in that day in the book of Joel, when you see the chariots of the Lord coming to do battle against you, you so-called homosexual, or you feel like you weak and you ain't got no power, you better get strength that day. You better get strong that day, because the day is coming when the Lord's going to overthrow you of your power. Go ahead and read.
Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
He's made you small among the heathen. Go ahead.
Thou art greatly despised.
Every nation on the planet hates you with a perfect hatred. Go ahead.
Verse 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Listen, you got so much pride that it deceives you. You think you can run the whole world with no repercussions. You think you can kill off the old. You think you can destroy the ozone layer. Then you can kill off the buffaloes. You understand, to the point where they're almost extinct. You understand? You think you can kill blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians from here all the way back to the 1400s to the tune of close to over 500 million.
Right.
And there be no goddamn repercussions.
Right.
You think you can drop bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and there be no more repercussions? You think you can go in Iraq and set up shop wherever you decide and think there's no repercussions? The whole world hates you. Go ahead and read.
Whose habitation is high.
You love to dwell in high places. Go ahead.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
What did the shooter in Buffalo say? Who did he target?
To show to the replacers that as long as the white man lives,
As long as who?
the white man lives,
Go ahead.
our land will never be there.
Our land will never be what?
There.
Go read that in Obadiah again.
Colonel Khan, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Listen, he's calling you the replacer. Meaning he think you're going to bring him down to the ground. You understand? You want to know who's going to bring you down to the ground, oppressor? The Lord is going to bring you down to the ground.
That's right.
You understand? Our King Yahushua is going to bring, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, with 200 million nigger angels, is going to bring you down to the ground. You understand? Go ahead and read.
Colonel Khan, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle.
Though thou does what?
exalt thyself as an eagle,
though you lift yourself up high as the eagle, and every empire you ever run, the symbol is the eagle. You understand? Go ahead and read.
and though thou set thy nest among the stars.
1969, the famous outcry, eagle has landed. Go ahead and read.
Thence will I bring you, Salakia, thence will I bring thee down.
Listen, when did the Lord start bringing these monsters down? When did the Lord start to bring these monsters down? In 1969. This is when they went to the moon, right? What else happened in 1969? The ISUPK, damn right, under Commanding General Yohanan. You understand? The Lord brought the prophets back on the earth.
That's right.
And you know that an empire is getting ready to fall when prophets that's sent by the Lord starts to prophesy against the kingdom that's against their people.
Right.
You understand? Anytime you look at Ezekiel, look at Isaiah, look at Jeremiah, you understand? They prophesied against kingdoms. Look at Elijah. You understand? Elisha, they prophesied against kingdoms, and the kingdoms they prophesied against failed. That's how the Lord brought those kingdoms down. How did Egypt fall? Egypt didn't fall without a prophet named Moses. You understand? Israel wasn't free from out of Egypt without the Lord using Moses to prophesy and say, let my people go. If you don't, plagues, evils, and curses, punishment and destruction is going to fall on this land. So you know what we're saying? If you don't stop your cruelty, if you don't let our people go, which I know you won't, because the Lord raised you up for the same purpose that he raised up Pharaoh. Evils and curses, punishment and destruction is going to fall on America.
That's
even
right.
more than what is already fell on.
Right.
You think, and here's how you know what we're saying is the truth, because monkeypox is hit.
Right.
What the hell is monkeypox? Who's heard of monkeypox? You understand? It's a new strand of something, a wicked, deadly disease that's hit America now. It started in the UK, now it's in America. Now the question is, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, what is it going to take for you to change your life and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments? How much more do you have to witness? How much more blood has to be mingled and fertilized? How much blood have to fertilize the ground of America for you to understand that the Christian church ain't it? That loving our oppressors ain't it?
Right.
How many more of our people gotta die for you to understand that it's time to separate from these monsters? Go ahead and read.
Khan. Thence will I bring thee down, said the Most High.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. If thieves came to thee.
Drop to verse 10.
Khan. Verse 10. For thy violence.
For thy what?
For thy violence.
Go ahead.
Against thy brother Jacob.
For all the rape, robbery, and murder. Read it again.
For thy violence.
For Trayvon Martin.
For thy violence.
For Elton Sterling.
For thy violence.
For Marquise McLaughlin.
For thy violence.
For George Floyd.
For thy violence.
For all the violence that you've committed against the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
Against thy brother Jacob.
Go ahead.
Shame shall cover thee.
Listen, the Lord said shame is going to cover you. Go ahead and read.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
How are you going to be cut off forever? They don't know how. How they going to be cut off? But hey, listen, I know you got it. Go ahead. We're gonna show you in the Bible how you're gonna be cut off forever. How our oppressor is going to be cut off forever for his violent acts, his nasty, cruel crimes against the Lord's chosen people. You understand? After the Lord is, listen, if you don't think the Lord is with Israel, the Lord is, or the Lord is with the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, you understand? If all these mass shootings, not one of us have been shot.
Right.
Not one of us have died.
Right.
You understand? But yet and still, we're on the street corners every weekend prophesying the downfall of this kingdom, doing the most dangerous job in America. We're doing the most dangerous job because not only do we have to worry about our oppressors, we got to worry about all people that love our oppressors.
Right.
You understand? If you think I'm lying, look at the Kentucky 8. Prime example. We got to worry about Black Lives Matter.
Right.
You understand? How's the Lord going to cut them off? Go ahead and read.
Khan, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Jump down to verse 21.
Verse 21.
Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter.
Do what?
Prepare slaughter.
The Lord said prepare slaughter. Slaughter is a merciless killing. You understand? I wanted to go to verse 1, really, because you understand that it's basically telling you in a nutshell that the Lord's going to choose Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians again. You understand? We're not going to always dwell in this low state, this hell that we're in.
Right.
You understand? And if you're a Christian, you have to understand hell is not a place underground. You understand? It's not a place in the middle of the earth.
Right.
You understand? Hell is the condition that you're in. You've been in hell in this empire for the last 400 years, while our oppressor has been in heaven. You understand? And the Lord said he's going to choose you again and set you in your own land. This is why we said we don't want their land.
Right.
This devil said that he's trying to show us that this land will never be that it will never be ours as long as they live. We don't want their land. The Lord's going to choose us again and set us back in our land. What is our land? Israel. That's our land. The Lord's going to put us back there. You understand? And they're going, matter of fact, just go ahead and read it if you could, Baba Kushab. Start at verse 1.
Khan. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Listen, the Lord is going to have mercy on Jacob, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And what do we need most out of everything? We need mercy. You understand? Like like I remember playing a game called Mercy down in Florida. You got your hands and you interlock them with somebody else. And what you do is you bend each other's hands back until one screams mercy. You understand? And what screaming mercy does is it tells that other person to stop because the pain is getting unbearable. You understand? What we need is mercy because the pain that we suffer here in America is now starting to become unbearable. You understand? This is why the scriptures say our cries entered to the Lord's ears. Because every time somebody gets gunned down, what does the mother say? My baby, not my baby. What does the father go to doing? Go to drinking. They killed my son, man. What does the brother go to do? Now the brother go to buying guns. I'm about to go kill this nigga. He gotta die. He killed my brother. What does the cousins do? They go getting guns. Mine is dead. Now you gotta die. Right. We need mercy.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
Sir, real quick, if I could piggyback on what you're saying, sir, it's heavy because the first thing a Christian will tell you, or a so-called Muslim will tell you, is wanting mercy from our oppressor,
right? Instead
of wanting mercy from our power, the Most High. They seeking mercy every time they going out protesting or screaming Black Lives Matter. They're asking mercy from their slave master instead of their Father in heaven.
Right.
And that's something that's taught to us through Christianity. Muslims, they want to be scientists now.
Right.
They want to look into the atmosphere and all that nonsense instead of pleading to the true power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so heavy because the scriptures tell you who's gonna give you mercy. The only person who can give you mercy is the Lord.
Damn right. And here's the thing: the scriptures say, "Fear not him that can destroy the body."
Right.
but rather fear him which can destroy both soul and body in hell.
That's right.
That's how you know we living in hell.
Right.
Because there's a power that sits on high that can, if you don't obey him, he'll destroy your soul and your body in that state that you're in.
Right.
You understand? That's why we need mercy from the Lord. You understand? That's why Paul said, who pertaineth to adoption and the glory and the covenants. What is that? That's goddamn mercy.
Right.
That's the Lord choosing us again. That's the Lord saying, all right, these niggas done had enough. Let me free them from this captivity. Because if I don't, then these monsters won't stop killing them to the point where they'll cease to exist.
Right.
And the Lord loves us too much for that. You understand? Go ahead and read.
Khan, and will yet choose Israel
Go ahead.
and set them in their own land.
We don't want America. We don't want this stinking land, because this land is going to turn into the lake of fire. This land is going to be burnt with thermonuclear missiles. Thus saith the Bible. You understand? If you don't believe it, of course, you know we got the scriptures to prove it. You understand? Go ahead and read.
Khan, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
And the what?
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
In this context, when it's talking about the strangers, there's different strangers in the Bible. You have Israelite strangers sometimes that's mentioned in the Bible. And then you got heathen strangers. This context isn't talking about other Israelites, because the Lord is going to choose them again. So they're not going to be strangers no more.
Right.
Now you're talking about the heathens. The scriptures say they're going to be joined with Israel. But how are they going to be joined? Go ahead.
Khan, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob.
They shall do what?
Cleave unto the house of Jacob.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them.
The scriptures say we're going to take them. Well, I'm not finna beg them to come. I'm not finna even ask them one time. You understand? If you ask somebody to come, that's not taking them. When you take something, that means that belongs to you.
That's right.
You understand? You only take what's yours. And by right, they belong to us. The Lord said if we obey him, then we would rule over everything. And when it says everything, that includes the other people, because they're part of the things the Lord created.
Right.
You understand? So we're only going to take what belongs to us. Go ahead and read.
And bring them to their place.
And bring them where?
To their place.
They're coming to the land of Israel. But this is how they're going to come. Go ahead.
Khan, and the house of Israel, the Lord, Salaki, and the house of Israel shall possess them.
This sounds like slavery to me. If I own somebody else, I'm not saying if I own this phone, this is my possession. But if I own another being, that's my slave.
Right.
This is how we was able to build up America. This is how we had the last names that we have, because we was owned by a slave master. The scriptures say the house of Israel shall possess them, meaning we're going to have slaves in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead and read.
Khan, in the land that the Lord, Salaki, shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
We're gonna possess them in the land of Israel, which is the land of the Lord, for servants and handmaids. That's slavery in the Bible. Go ahead and read.
And they shall take them captive.
And we shall do what?
Take them captive.
We're going to take them captive. This is further proof that we're going to own slaves in the kingdom. And it's not just any slaves, but go ahead.
Whose captives they were.
They believe in karma. We call it you reap what you sow.
That's right.
You understand? You had us in chains.
Right.
You murdered us at an alarming rate.
Right.
You understand? You beat us. You beat our backs for not picking enough cotton.
Right.
You understand? You took our babies and sold them across the country. Now we get to do it to you. Scriptures say reward unto her double that she rewarded you. What you've done to us, and it's going to be lawful. I mean, we're not going to rape you. We're not going to do that because we obey the law.
Right.
We're a lawful people, even though you're a lawless people.
Right.
You understand? So it's going to be a day where I'm going to have a slave baby that I'm going to ripped from his mother, and I'm going to sell to my brother for a penny. And if he offer me 2 pennies, I'm going to be offended. I'm going to be like, hey, counsel. He's not worth that. You understand? And you know what? That's justice.
That's right.
That's equality.
That's right.
This is what our people got to understand. Equality ain't begging for a crumb off the table.
Right.
Equality ain't begging, and it's not doing what the white woman did to Christ and said the dogs can eat up the crumbs that fallen from the table. That's not equality.
Right.
Equality is they had us in slavery. We built their empire. Now they have to build the greatest empire that ever exists.
Damn right.
That's equality, and that's justice. Justice is they led us on a trail of tears. So now we get to fulfill Psalms where David said that happy shall he be that taketh thy little ones and dash them against the stone. Equality is them feeling our pain. They're literally going to feel our pain. It's not going to be I understand what you went through. You know what I'm saying? I sympathize. No, you're going to feel what I went through.
Right.
Because your baby is going to not be in your care anymore. That's equality. That's justice. And that's in the Bible. Go ahead and read.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
They shall do what?
Rule over their oppressors.
We're going to rule over our oppressors. Who oppress us now? Who's the monsters that run America now? It's black and white. Is it not? Like, are we making this up? Anybody can open up the Bible to Isaiah and read this, right?
Right.
Like the scriptures say we're going to rule over our oppressors. This is not me making up my own belief system right here. This is me reading what's in the Bible and literally repeating what's there. I'm using reason. 2 and 2 is equal 4.
Right.
If I'm oppressed and the Lord come and save me from being oppressed, justice is I have to oppress them. I get to rule over who oppressed me.
Right.
One day, I get to tell my kids at a museum, them was the evil bastards that had us in chains. Them was the evil bastards that chased us down the street and we was running for our lives because we didn't want to get hung. Them was the evil bastards that shot us in cold blood for no reason, just to feel better about themselves. You understand? This is what's going to happen one day. What a glorious day that's going to be.
Right.
When the world don't have to worry about our oppressors walking the face of the earth. You understand? Drop down to verse 21 if you could, Baba Kushab.
Verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Do what?
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare merciless killing for his children. Who is his children? You understand? That's this monster that rule over top of us. You understand? Like the Lord don't want them in rulership anymore. The Lord don't want them in power no more. The Lord don't want to see them on the planet no more. So the Lord said to prepare slaughter for his children. Go ahead and read.
For the iniquities of their fathers.
They have to pay for the crimes of their forefathers. It's only right. We had to pay for ours. And we paid for ours. Trayvon Martin paid.
Right.
You understand? Elton Sterling paid.
Right.
Sandra Bland paid.
Right.
We're paying to this day. You don't know if you're gonna wake up and leave to go to your slavery and make it home. You don't know if you're gonna make it to your slavery. You're paying for the crimes of your forefathers.
Right.
Now they have to pay for theirs. This is the Bible. If you could drop that, give me Obadiah 1 and 18. Matter of fact, give me Exodus 23 and 22. Listen, the people that have us in mental slavery today, the people that oppress us and kill us at an alarming rate today, they're going to pay for their crimes. But there's something that we have to do as a people. There's something that we have to do as a nation in order to get the Lord to defend us, in order to obtain that mercy from the Lord. Like we said it before, we need mercy. We need mercy from a merciless people. There's a people that rule over top of us that's incapable of handing out mercy. They're incapable of love. We need mercy from the most high power, Yahweh in the Hebrew, to give us mercy. Because if he don't, we won't obtain mercy. But there's something that we have to do to get that mercy. You got that?
Come on, sir. It's 22 and 23.
Exodus 23 and 22.
Come. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice.
If you would obey the voice of the Lord, if you come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments, you understand? The scriptures say that the scriptures say that thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. If you would obey his voice, you understand, and let his words and let his guidance, his instruction, you understand, be, and his reproof and his correction be a lamp to your feet. You understand? Meaning, let it be light down, shining down the way you walk at, and a light to your path, meaning let it be clear vision to where you're going. You understand? If you can let his words do that, go ahead and read.
Come. And do all that I speak.
And not only hear what he said, but do it. The scriptures say obedience is better than sacrifice. You understand? Like, I don't give a damn what you think. The Lord don't give a damn how you feel about the Bible. The Lord gave out instructions as a good father to his kids.
Right.
And he said, if you do what he told you to do, we've served our punishment over 400 years of cruelty for not doing what he told us to do. Now, if you read the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, chapter 15, 20, chapter 28, verse 1 through 15, it gives you a list of things that will happen if you obey him. If you read verse 16 to 68, you'll see all the things that befell us for our disobedience.
Right.
And it's history. It's a historical account that it happened to us. So now the Lord's turning around and saying, if you obey what I tell you to do, if you do what I tell you to do, go ahead.
Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemy.
He will be what?
An enemy unto thine enemy.
Listen, if you obey the Lord and you turn your back on this world, if you do what Romans 12, chapter 12, verse 2 say, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You understand? If you let this mind be in you, which is also in our Lord Adawan Yahweh Shai Mashiach, you understand? Then the Lord will be an enemy to your enemy. And what great day that'll be when our power can be a terrible power to our enemy. We just read it and went over it in class last night. How the Lord destroyed, I won't say killed, but he beat the snot out of an Edomite for trying to steal gold and silver from out of the temple of the Lord. Now imagine what the Lord and his angels would do. You understand, for all the rape, robbery, and murder. Listen, not only did they steal our gold and silver, but they raped, robbed, and murdered the Lord's chosen people.
Right.
Imagine what the Lord is going to do. The Lord sent angels to whoop his behind. Now the Lord is going to send angels to kill them. That's the Lord being an enemy to your enemies. Go ahead and read.
And an adversary unto thine adversaries.
Listen, not only will the Lord be an enemy to your enemies, but he's going to be an adversary to your adversary. You understand? The Lord, the people that hate you, the Lord hates them. The Lord said he hated them already. You understand? He's going to be an adversary to your adversary. He's going to be an enemy to your enemy. But you got to fulfill Zephaniah 2:1. You understand? Give me one more scripture if you could. Nehemiah chapter 9:2. We're going to end it with this. You understand? You got to obey the Lord. And what did the Lord tell you to do? The scriptures say there is one body. It's not many different bodies. It's one body. This is how you know the Christian church ain't the truth. It's so many different belief systems. You got Baptist, Methodist, AME. You understand? You got apostolic, Pentecostal, non-denomination. All that stems from our oppressor. You understand? The scriptures say there is one body and one spirit. In order to be a part of that one body, in order to get that one spirit, which is the spirit of the Lord, is the spirit of discipline. You understand? In order to get that one spirit, there's something you have to do. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 2. You understand? There's something that you have to do. And it don't feel good all the time because you love your oppressor. You want to join hand in hand with your oppressor. You understand? But the Lord said in order for you to survive, there's something you have to do. You understand? Go ahead and read.
This is the book of Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
And the seed of Israel separated themselves.
Listen, you got to separate yourself. You understand? Listen, what worked before will work again. The Lord, the scriptures say that the Lord don't change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. The scriptures say in Malachi that I am the Lord, I change him not. You understand? And because he don't change, we're not consumed. We're not destroyed physically as a nation. We're not wiped off the planet because the Lord don't change. You understand? But here's what we have to do to be free. We got to separate ourselves. Meaning you can't join yourself to America. You can't celebrate Christmas. You can't celebrate Easter. You can't celebrate your goddamn birthday. You can't celebrate all the holidays that they give out because you love the Lord so much.
Right.
Now you have to turn your back on America and turn your face towards the Lord and obey him again. You understand? Go ahead and read.
And stood and confessed their sins.
Did what?
Stood and confessed their sins.
Not only did they separate themselves from all the other nations. This is in the Bible. They separated themselves from all the other nations, from the heathens, and they stood and faced the east. They faced the land of Israel and confessed their sins. Salakia, Adawan. Salakia, my Lord. I did this. I was a filthy, wicked whoremonger. I was a drug dealer. I was a murderer. They forgive me. I will never do it again. They confessed their sins and they turned from their evilness, man. You got to turn from your wicked ways. And not only do you got to confess your sins, but go ahead and read.
And the iniquities of their fathers.
And the iniquities of their forefathers. They understood what got them in the condition they was in. The problem is today, as a people, we don't understand what got us here. You think you African.
Right.
You don't know that you messed up to even have to flee the land of Israel to go into Africa. You understand? Like you have to look at the sins of your forefathers and learn to break the generational curse. This is what a generational curse look like. This is a cycle that we have to break. You understand? You have to confess the sins of your forefathers. You understand? Go ahead and read.
Verse 3. And they stood up in their place and read in the book
their place and they read in the book of what?
The law of the Lord.
They read the law of the Lord. They read what your Christian pastor said that Christ did away with. And that gained them salvation from their oppressors. You understand? You want to know what's going to get you salvation from your oppressors? Reading the book of the law of the Lord. And not just reading it, but implementing Exodus 23 and 22 and doing it.
Right.
You understand? You so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man. You come to the ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana. Learn what it takes to obey the Lord. Learn what it takes to serve the Lord. You understand? And with that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Ashaiah.
This is ISUPK security announcements. We're at the ISUPK start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother or sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you may like. Upcoming holy convocations, we got the Feast of First Fruits on the closing of the Feast of First Fruits on June 12th. Come out, you know what I'm saying, to the school in Westchester, you know what I mean, and enjoy this brotherhood, sisterhood. Come enjoy, bring your family, bring your friends, you understand? We're going to be enjoying the time serving the Lord, you know what I'm saying? All right, and also the Midwest Fight Weekends coming up in July, you understand? It's going to be from July 21st to the 24th. We got generals, captains going to be out here, you know what I'm saying, doing the work of the Lord, bringing our Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans together. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying this beautiful school, enjoying this beautiful brotherhood. Come out and enjoy this with us, man. With that, I'm going to say shalom, Israel.